Hey guys, today we're going to talk about foxglove or digitalis. Foxglove is a poisonous plant. Even the seeds, I guess, are poisonous, so if you consume them, it can hurt you. So if you grow these, just be really careful about animals and babies and toddlers, and you can use gloves when you harvest if you're feeling nervous about it. I don't and have had no problems, but I just want to make sure everyone's safe, so I'm going to say it. My foxglove has come in a pelleted form, so I'm going to show you what that looks like real quick. Okay, so I have one that isn't pelleted and I have the rest are. So here's the pellets. You can see they're like little yellow seeds. They have a covering over the seed. And so like I said in my, which video was it? My Lysianthus video, I said that the pellet for me is not as easy as just the straight seed, but it does make it able that you can see it a lot better. But the coating doesn't come off real easy, so I feel like when I use the pelleted seed, I have to spray it with water before I put just a tiny bit of vermiculite over the top, because these seeds need light as well to germinate, so you can't cover the seed. So foxglove comes in two different varieties. There's a biennial variety and an annual variety. So my biennial foxglove I actually already planted out. I want to say it was September of 2022, and hopefully I will see those this spring this year, and I'm really excited about the biennials. I'm hoping that because they're outside and they can survive the cold, that they will yield a better crop for me. The annuals so far have not done a really great job, so as with the Lysianthus and all the cool flowers, I'm going to be planting these out mid-March, which is actually before our first frost date, which is April the 15th. And we are in a zone 6A right now, near St. Louis, Missouri. So I know that zones are changing right now because of the crazy weather. So I'm hoping that I'll be safe to put them out in March. I'm going to watch the forecast. I'm going to look for a block of days where the temperatures are above freezing for a good solid week or so. And then if temperatures drop below, say 25 on any of my cool flower crops, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some Agribon over them to help insulate them if necessary. It's been my experience that foxglove get pretty big before you put them out. So unlike the other seeds I've started so far this year, they can stay in the containers that I started them in. Foxglove, I'm going to have to bump up probably in about a month. They get pretty big before they go out. So just keep that in mind if you're not someone who likes to bump up, which I try to avoid. But because foxglove doesn't always germinate 100%, I feel like I can stand to pot up those foxglove that make it, and that actually will free up a smaller tray for more seed starting anyway. So it's a good policy to have. So I'm going to get the tray I'm going to start them in. I'm going to fill it with my pre-moistened seed starting mix, and I'm going to put a little tiny bit of seaweed feed in there just to give it something to grow on when it does establish. Don't put fertilizer in your seed starting mix, but the seaweed feed is so mild that it won't hurt them. Okay, I've got all my tags from last year that I saved, so I don't have to buy new ones. And I'm gonna start with Camelot Rose, and I've got the date on the back. And here is the tubing that your seeds will come in, and there's my pelleted seed. And I'm gonna tip this down so you guys can see my method. So you got to be really careful because these come out way faster than the ones that are in the seed pouch. And like I said, these have to have light to germinate, so you don't want to bury them down at all. But you do want to make sure that contact with the soil is good. I'm dropping 2 in a lot of these, just so you know what's going on here. So the seed is the inexpensive part of this process. And so always order more than you need, because what really can hold you back in this process is the time, right? The time that it takes for these to germinate and grow. And so putting 2 seeds in a cell is not such a big deal, because you would rather spend the time and the energy getting something to grow rather than nothing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the next variety and start it over here. And since this is a Camelot series, I'm going to put another Camelot series in here because they tend to grow similarly. Okay, I've got Camelot White that I'm going to finish this tray off with. I did remember that I wanted to tell you one more thing. I wanted to tell you that, you know, let's say both of these seeds germinate. I am just going to take that seedling out because Foxglove will compete for space. So you'll end up getting one that does really well and one that shrivels and dies, or 2 that perform moderately well. So make sure you cull these, so pull out the ones just so that you have 1 per cell, so that that one plant is getting as much nutrition and attention as it needs. There are some things you can plant together that do well, like multiple seeds per cell, but this is not one of them. Okay, so I am going to spray this down with my water bottle. I'm going to put the fine vermiculite, very limited amount, on the top of this tray. I'm going to put the humidity dome on top, and I'm going to put it under the light. All right, here they are all set up. I've got 3 trays of 40 cells. So I have about, well, I have more than 120 seeds, but 120 plants that I'm going to try and get growing here. I do not succession plant Foxglove because our season for them is so short. I couldn't get a second bloom out of them. But they will reflower as you cut them. So if the weather's good, you know, you'll get some more, you'll get more than just 1 cut out of these. You want to harvest these when about 2/3 of the flowers have opened up near the bottom. And as always, I will keep you updated on when these germinate and on when I put them out.